Tonight, OSRL begins a new chapter. What better venue than at the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway? With the possibility of calamity striking at any given moment, it takes a combination of luck and skill to pull off a victory here in Florida. 60 laps are ahead of our drivers tonight, live on ASN. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Daytona International Speedway, the birthplace of stock car racing. Opened in 1959, this epic 2.5-mile oval boasts 31 degrees of banking and top speeds of over 200 miles an hour, if the cars weren't restricted, of course. Racing immortality can be achieved with a victory here, but even some of the best in the real world have gone winless at this venue. The format for the OSRL Cup Series is as follows. We are beginning a 2-lap solo qualifying session to determine the grid for our 60-lap, 150-mile race. We will have stage points awarded to the top 10 at the completion of lap 20, and just like the top 3 series in NASCAR, a caution will be thrown. The inaugural season of the OSRL Cup Series commences tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Victor Vallee in the production truck and Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to Daytona Beach, Florida. Justin Robichaud, I don't have a question scripted because I am so excited, for the opening race. It has been 5 years since I have commentated a stock car race. You have never commentated a stock car race. How are you, and what are you thinking?
Hey, I'm doing great, Josh. This is awesome. My grandfather, my grampy, Bill, would be super proud of me tonight. He's a big NASCAR fan. Me, never took to it much. Watched the Daytona 500 a few times, obviously, just for kicks and to get the feel for it. It's always a great time. Lots of crashes, I guess you could say. That's usually what I tune in for. But a great track, lots of speed. It's renowned for being incredibly fast. I do love the course. For me, oval racing has been... it's weird for me. Oval, I only get short track stuff around here, Josh. So I mentioned it before we went live. I actually have a picture of my grandfather and myself and my sister at a short track oval race, just a little 3rd mile here in town, and that's what's closest to me. But these cars are incredibly awesome. I'm great to see what they do in a pack tonight, Josh.
I can tell you, Justin, that the Daytona International Speedway is incredible when you are there in person. I talk about it when we're at Daytona for NASA Rallycross, but to watch these cars full speed, full throttle, no brakes, in a pack. I was in the infield for the Xfinity race in 2021. I was in the stands for the Cup Series race in 2021. It is something else, especially under the lights. We're not under the lights tonight, but still in the daytime here in Florida. Certainly amazing. I want to go over a couple programming notes before we finish up qualifying here on the Automotive Sports Network. We do have Round 8 of the OSRL GT Series at Spa on Thursday, May 2nd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have Brian Sawyer, Cody Erdman, and myself, Josh Mertz, for that one. Round 8 of the TWRS Setups NASA Rallycross Lights in Crandon in Wisconsin, Sunday, May 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Victor Vallee, James Watson, Jared Lott for that. And the 8th round also for the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, also in Crandon. That'll be Monday, May 6th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Brian Sawyer and myself, Josh Mertz. Justin, I don't know if you're going to be in the car. You can figure it out. I didn't want to ask you about your race yesterday, but we'll talk about that off air. And the second race of the OSRL Cup Series in Fontana, California. And fourth wall break. I am so sad they tore that track up. That is one of the best tracks, I think, for these Cup cars. It's thankfully it's on iRacing for all eternity. We will be at the Auto Club Speedway of Southern California in Fontana next Tuesday, May 7th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Victor Vallee, Justin Robichaud, you're going to do some play-by-play. You'll have Ethan Halsey for that. Don't worry, I'll be back for I'd say about 5 or 6 races this season, especially in the playoffs, as just like NASCAR, we will have a playoff system. I don't think we have a graphic for it, but we're running the first 8 races as the regular season. It's going to cut off the top 8 drivers, which will whittle down to the last 4 through Darlington, Las Vegas, and Phoenix, and then to Homestead. And the final race of the season in Homestead, when the Cup Series, Xfinity, when trucks ran there, it was an amazing race. I like Phoenix, but they should go back to Homestead. So many different grooves there and so many opportunities. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, now Tuesdays, and Thursdays, along with our short-form video content, courtesy of Jess Rakowski. We're going to take a look at the grid for the first round of the OSRL Cup Series, and it's Chris Wilkie on pole position alongside Ken Huber. Cody Hayhurst, I'm going to be biased for 2 seconds. My driver, Vinny Sowers, in fourth. Great run, my friend. Good luck to you. Wow. Logan Joyle, Ryan Mullis, Carson Burrows, Tyler Rush in eighth. Gunther Greitzinger, Matthew Morris, another NASA regular, Jeffrey Seymour, Yun Gonzalez, Sean Lanning, Fozzie Fazzillo, Morgan Smith, Wesley Woods down to 16th. Tucker Rhodes, Corey Allen, Victor Fluger, Austin Diltz, Brianna Lavin, and Ian Knickerbocker for 23 cars here in Daytona Beach. Like I said, 60 laps here in Daytona, 20 lap stage break. So we will have a scheduled caution like NASCAR. If if there's an accident and it flies a couple laps before the stage end, that will be counted as the stage caution here in Daytona Beach. And Justin, we talked to Brianna Lavin, the league owner, before we went on air. Fuel is maybe going to be an issue for this stage. We will maybe see pit stops before the stage. Yeah, just like NASCAR, you can kind of maybe conserve fuel like we saw in the 500, make it to the end of the stage, get those points, but we definitely will see green flag pit stops if we go green in that final stage.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting race there, Josh. I'm honestly, personally, like we mentioned before, very new to this. I'm very curious to see how that plays out. I want to see what these drivers do. I'm gonna analyze it a little bit. I might keep track of some stats and see who does what. If there's anybody bold enough to go early and play that, we may take a peek there. But this grid, very great. Chris Wilkie up in pole. He's running a paint scheme, actually.
Can we be biased? Victor Vallee made this scheme.
Yeah, Victor Vallee, our producer tonight, created this paint scheme for him almost at the last minute. A great Mandalorian scheme. A big Star Wars fan. I myself a Star Wars fan, so I'm gonna be a huge runner for Chris Wilkie tonight, sitting at top pole position on the inside line there. A great little line to start from. And we're rolling off here with this pace car, Josh. This is gonna be a fantastic race. It's I'm very, very, very excited.
The purists of racing say we don't need scheduled cautions. Stage breaks are dumb, and I'm 50-50. Okay. I like that stock car racing is evolving to something different. Been a fan for over 20 years, and the stages are growing on me. Gives you the strategy, gives you that possibility to re-rack the field, have some action, and it's certainly going to be exciting. And what better venue, like I said in the opener, at the World Center of Racing at the Daytona International Speedway. Still a couple corners left to go before we go green.
Little shout out here to Cody. Cody Hayhurst in third. He's running. I noticed it right away. That's a Michigan. That's a Michigan paint job, and it does say the University of Michigan on the side. I'm a Tom Brady fan. I'm a Patriots fan, so I recognize that helmet anywhere from their football team. So that's a cool paint scheme. These top three rocking real good. That Mountain Dew from Ken Huber. He was looking great in practice until Chris Wilkie dethroned him near the end. So it's going to be a good little race.
Safety car is off. We get ready for the inaugural round of the OSRL Cup Series. It's Chris Wilkie and Ken Huber on the front row of the grid. We go green in Daytona Beach, Florida. And buckle up and put your hard hats on because this is going to be a good one. Through the tri-oval, down to turn number 1. Takes a lap to get these cars up to speed. Remember, we are restricted engines here at Daytona Beach. Inside line beginning to roll. Outside line not really put together yet. It's Wilkie, Hayhurst, and Logan Joyle on the inside. Car number 12, Carson Burrows as well. We've got 4, 5, 3 on the outside. It is the 47 of Mullis, Vinny Sowers, and then Ken Huber. They've got a decent gap away, way back to Matty Morris in the 24. One car on the apron in the back. It's Tyler Rush. Into turn 3, the outside lane, trying to pull side by side. It's Hayhurst versus Huber, but it's Wilkie out and away from the rest of the field, about a car length. But like normal, you do not want to pull away too hard in these super speedway races. The run with the next gen car, incredible. At the end of the first lap, Justin, Chris Wilkie leads, and it's side by side, a couple rows back.
He does, and that inside line is looking really strong right now. We're very, very close. Vincent Sowers a bit wobbly, and he's a bit wobbly in that second position on the top line there. They're falling a little bit back. There's a bit of a run now. That dirty air is really affecting that top line here, Josh, as the inside's just moving away.
Hayhurst bumping onto Chris Wilkie. And a reminder, you cannot lock bumpers. If you try, you might spin. They're not equal like they used to in the Gen 6 car and in the car of tomorrow. They're not flat. They're curved with these next-gen cars. And the outside line falling apart as Burrows went to the outside. Carson Burrows, that is. We're about 4 or 5 cars. Sowers has a huge run mid-pack on Burrows. One car up. It was Jeffrey Seymour in the 9th, off better of it. You get such a big run. These cars... The cars punch such a big hole in the air, you think you can make the move.
Top line again.
Try and side draft into turn 1. Trying to get the run through turn 1, through turn 2. Burrows and Sowers and Morris following. Yun Gonzalez as well, dipping below the apron. Huge push for Burrows into Seymour. The top 3 have pulled away. It's still Wilkie, Hayhurst, and Joyle, but it's a couple of tenths, call it 3 tenths, from Joyle to Seymour. Seymour side by side with Greitzinger in the 22. Equal lane, 2 by 2, looking like a pace lap, but they're at 196 miles an hour, and the top 3, Justin, still running their own race, but Seymour trying to close in. It looks pretty equal now with these 2 lanes.
This top line is looking great, though, Josh. At the moment, it's being led by Jeffrey Seymour. They're making a bit of a run. They're getting some good air on the top, moving in a little bit. This move, I was talking earlier, I kind of talked over you a little bit, but it was Ken Huber dived down from the top line into the second row, right in behind. Oh, and who's off the track here?
One car to the inside. Zillow in the 88. He's going to let everybody go. Big thing with these plate tracks, like we talk about at Daytona, Talladega, and now Atlanta. You don't want to be in the hornet's nest at these tracks. Much rather stay in the back of the field and wait for the calamity to happen. A couple of cars have lost the draft. Just an update. Tyler Rush, Morgan Smith, Ian Knickerbocker, Austin Diltz, Victor Fluger. But one car out of line, it's Wilkie. He got moved out of the way, I think, by Hayhurst. Taking a look off monitor. Hayhurst snuck to the inside. We've got 2 by 2 now, and how quickly things change in Daytona Beach. We're side by side, 4 or 5 rows deep. One car on the apron. It's Tucker Rhodes in the 15. Thank you, Victor, for picking that up. Very loose in the 15. Outside surges, Justin. It is Wilkie and Seymour beating and banging down the back straightaway. Looking the inside is car number 9. On car number 3, will we have another leader as Wilkie has no help?
Oh, the new top 4, very wobbly right now. Chris Wilkie falls to the top line and falls back almost a 4th now. As
Morris has a huge run on Wilkie.
Oh, Carson Burrows is now deep inside Jeffrey Seymour. They're the new headline now on the inside of Chris Wilkie. Now just ahead of, looks like Matthew Morris, actually, and Yun Gonzalez. That top line, like I was just about to mention, it didn't look super great, Josh. It's not looking very good now either. That inside line, great surge. It's very deep. No one's going to be able to file in now. Traffic is starting to file up, but great respectable drive. The bump drafting has been a little bit sketchy all night, but it looks like Chris Wilkie and Matthew Morris have a run on the line on the top.
Morris in the Ford Mustang. Wilkie in the Toyota Camry TRD. Wilkie on the outside. He's got only Morris. It's a car length back to Gonzalez. The inside of the car up high. It's Burrows trying. He's not clear of Wilkie, and now he's got nowhere to go. In the sucker hole in the middle, loses the spot. That is so important not to do, and Burrows is back in the field now.
Ouch, he's in that dirty air, Josh, and that's, wow, you could see it just suck him down in through the center as Vincent Sowers is coming out looking very good right now. Chris Wilkie falling in the inside line. Will Matthew Morris jump on and hook and give that good push?
Seymour has to block both lanes. We are only 7 laps in. Seymour has to block both lanes. He can't do it. Now we're side by side for the race lead. I promise I'm trying to stay calm, but we are 7 laps in, and Daytona never relents. We're side by side, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows back. Looks like a pace lap, like I said. One car hit the apron. It was Hayhurst in the 98.
With that.
Outside beginning to roll. We've got more cars. They're cleaner. They're not having issues hitting the apron, and Wilkie back to the lead for the moment. Will Seymour surge ahead? He's equal with Morris. It's Sowers in the 66, even with Yun Gonzalez in car number 5.
Vincent Sowers gave Seymour a little bit of a nudge there on the inside just to let him know he's there, and that bump draft is available because they can get the run back if they do that. Looks like, oh my goodness, this is a good line on the inside if they can get this bump draft going, but it's fine. The top line's diving down a little bit. Chris Wilkie takes the inside back, Josh.
Wilkie and Morris. We're pulling away. Are we going to have a two-car tandem? We have not seen a two-car tandem in NASCAR for over 10 years. As the middle
working on this the whole time, Josh. This bump draft between Morris and Wilkie, they've been kind of working on that top line, and now that they've taken over on this inside, they're working together here to make this work.
So, huge run for Seymour. Where's he going to go? Peeks to the outside. You can't do that without any help. So it's Wilkie to the lead again. Morris, Seymour, Sowers, and Gonzalez side by side. Inside goes Morris. Gets nudged to the inside of Seymour. We're 3 wide for the lead for the moment. Not clear. Contact with Wilkie. Up into the field. And we're riding him up on lap 9.
Seymour is the only one that makes it through this, Josh, but that's not a great look here as Chris Wilkie gets taken off, and looks like we're going to get our first caution of the night.
It was bound to happen with how crazy everybody was, and we are under caution for the first time in the OSRL Cup Series on lap 9 here in Daytona Beach.
Wow.
Victor, if we can try and potentially pull up a replay, I can tell you what exactly happened off monitor. We're going to try our best, of course, but taking a look off monitor might be a little bit too far ahead. That started off at turn 2. Jeffrey Seymour gave Morris a bad bump, sent him inside, stay locked together. Seymour went to the inside. Wilkie thought he was clear. Actually, I stand corrected. Seymour just came up. I think he was trying to give Morris some room. He came up. Let's see if we're picking it up here. It looks like we are, so we'll keep an eye. You'll notice leading was Wilkie, second place was Seymour, third bad bump from Seymour, up again to Morris. He was giving him room. He had the run, and just 3 cars, not enough real estate. And that's the nature of the beast here in Daytona.
Jeffrey Seymour really in a spot where I don't think Chris Wilkie had any idea he was there. I think he knew Morris was, and he could look down and see that he had a bit of room, but Jeffrey Seymour just in a spot where I have no idea if he knew he was there and just drove right down. Bad spot to turn down on.
Matty Morris.
You're going to turn yourself.
As the field was frozen at the moment of caution, Matty Morris leads. Head of Jeffrey Seymour, Cody Hayhurst, Logan Joyle, and Gunther Greitzinger. The top 5.
I saw him go
Will
down
we have
through
some
the grass.
pit strategy? Joyle's got some damage. Joyle's got damage on the 6. Just trying to take a look through the field.
And Huber as well.
Wilkie's torn up. Allen's bent up on the right front. These guys do have a fast repair, I believe. Don't quote me. I believe they have a fast repair, so they should get their car fixed up.
They do.
Benefits of the virtual world here in Daytona.
Screen, they do. Yeah, we'll see if any of them take it. I will watch that now.
A lot of these guys taking tires. Of course, tires doesn't necessarily matter here in Daytona. Wilkie takes the fast repair in the 3. One of the fastest cars here. Certainly knows how to get it done in the first couple of laps.
Damage, we suspected that too.
So Justin, after the first 6th of the race, what are you thinking?
Wow, I'm excited already. This is incredible. I can't say I've given it as much credit as I should have. Now looking at it from through these glasses and from this perspective, I'm really quite enjoying it, Josh. I really, really am.
Next thing you know, you're going to be tuning in on every Sunday. It's
hey,
it's
you
something.
never know.
As tried to go on board with the pace car in a true NASA, not NASA, ASN, same thing really. It didn't work, so we're just figuring it out. We were looking in the car instead of outside of the car. So we wind down, we take a breath. We will have a double file restart per normal. Double file restarts been prevalent in NASCAR's top 3 series since 2009. I expect no different here in OSRL. Matty Morris, if everything stays the same. Jeffrey Seymour on the front row. Cody Hayhurst, Gunther Greitzinger, and Ryan Mullis will round out the top 5. We'll take a look and see what the pace car will do here. If we will get the lights off on the safety car, or if we will go another time around.
We might go another time around here, Josh. It's looking like it, and we will. So drivers, we'll see from the body language from the drivers what they're getting down from the radio if they start to.
Lights are off, so yeah, we will go green this time.
Excellent. So drivers will start to file in and get in place here. They're double filing up at the moment. Look at that.
Just waiting to see if we are doubling up. We are. Seymour will go outside. Just a reminder, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, along with our short-form video content, courtesy of Jess Rakowski. And if you'd like your race broadcasted by us, the info is at asntvUSA.com. I want to shout out Brian Sawyer, of course, huge contributor to the growth of the business. And he is, I guess I'll just open the can of worms. He's developing a fancy new website. He has sent some sneak previews to us. It is looking incredible. Yeah. So the work, I'll say it publicly, not just Brian and not just you, Justin, not just you, Victor, all the work that everybody has done over the past, really, year and a half has been exceptional, really. And glad that we could be along for the ride here for the OSRL Cup Series. Round 1 in Daytona, if you're just joining us. Lap 12 of 60. We will have that stage break at lap 20, there or thereabouts, if there's an issue to cause a yellow flag. And we're going to re-rack this field, and we are going to go again. And, yeah, it's every lap.
I think we'll make it to that
exhilarating.
Next stage. Oh, yeah, I think we'll make it there. These drivers have been very clean so far, Josh. Like, really, two lanes has not been an issue. It's really been in the lane changing that's been the problem tonight. I think maybe some drivers are struggling with a little bit of vision over there in their quarters, which is fine. Every driver here is going to be running something different. Maybe someone's in VR or triples or single. Get close to the pace car and drop off.
Safety car makes the hard left turn. We are going to do it yet again. It's going to be Matty Morris and Jeffrey Seymour on the front row as we get ready to go back green, lap 12 here in Daytona Beach. Great run for the bottom two, Morris and Hayhurst. Remember, they were running very well earlier on. Jeffrey Seymour, about a car length, maybe make it two, back to Greitzinger in the 22. Ryan Morris, car length behind Hayhurst. The field will have a lap, like we mentioned at the opener, to come together, get back up to speed. And I'll mention it later on, of course, like I did earlier. In these cars, you do not want to pull away like Morris did because he's got no way to defend Seymour to the lead. He's going to pull. Looks like Greitzinger and Lanning with him. It's 3 versus 2. Call it 4 versus 2. Looking inside. Seymour's clear. Greitzinger is not. Puts Seymour to the lead. Power move from car number 9. And now Greitzinger side drafting the 24. We'll see that all evening long. And these cars, compared to the Gen 6, can't side draft as well as you would think. But Greitzinger pulling at the line on the restart. It is credited with Gunther Greitzinger leading a lap in Daytona Beach. Landing all over the rear bumper. Sneaks to the inside. He's not clear. And Seymour holds second. Side by side, it's Morris and Huber. Side by side, it's Hayhurst and Huber now as the field bunching up. About 10 cars in this lead draft after that first incident. Organization top lane coming together.
Here they go. Seymour's really hooked on, but that top line run is looking very good now. I don't think there's enough at the moment. If Greitzinger can let Seymour just hop on with Morris, there's a great run here for the inside. And really, Cody Hayhurst and who's that behind him? Ryan Mullis. They're the benefactors here.
They're thinking about pulling up and taking the outside groove, but it's such a risk because if the guy behind you doesn't do it, you might be stuck in no man's land. Now it's Sean Lanning in car number 8, followed by Ken Huber in the 30, side by side, 3rd and 5th, respectively. The top 2, Greitzinger and Seymour, single file, hugging the double yellow line. Remember, if you're new to stock car racing, you cannot go under the yellow line to advance your position. It is out of bounds. So now, Greitzinger, best friends with that double yellow line. They have to go around him the hard way here in Daytona. Top 2, single file, side by side. Let's call it 4 rows back. Wesley Woods and Yun Gonzalez in the back of the field. And Chris Wilkie, after that incident, hanging out back in the back of the field, Justin.
Here we go, Josh, on that top line, though. Ken Hubert's giving Sean Lanning a little bit of a nudge, give him another push there.
Huber's not happy. Huber wants to go. He just peeked to the outside to try and make it 3 wide, thought better of it. We've got, 4 or 5 cars inside, not put together well.
He just needs to be patient, though, Josh, because these guys are absolutely setting up a bit of a bump draft on that top line, and it's looking good tonight if they can hook up. If he's just a little bit patient, he can hook up in here. If they can get the side draft here on the inside line, it's looking very good if they can hold the center and just run off that as Ken Huber again tries to hook up on the front bumper of Sean and Lanning here. Here they go. They're giving it to each other. there must be some radio orders coming down there, or at least they're giving a bit of a physical contact to let each other know they're there. That says, here it goes again. This run is looking really good on the top line, Josh. If they can just give each other another nudge.
Matty Morris backing up to maybe get a run in the 24. Sean Lanning trying to pull side by side on Greitzinger. We're getting close to the stage break, those crucial points that carry you through the playoffs at the end of the season. Lanning not clear of Greitzinger. I don't think he's going to be able to get clear of him, maybe making me be a liar. One car in the fence in the back. Down the back straightaway, Lanning cleared him. Huber cleared him. Do they drop down low? They do not. Contact, bump draft. It nearly sent Huber driver's right. They do drop down now. Fluger all over the track with Joyle. Lanning into Huber. He wasn't clear. We're side by side for the lead again, and Huber takes the spot. 2 cars around in the back. It's Matty Morris and Logan Joyle. No yellow, still green.
Oh boy, and Fluger loves this because he can just hop in there in that clean air and just save a bit of fuel.
Fluger goes looking outside.
No, he's
no yellow. He's got no help unless Gonzalez
he's
follows
pushing in the right rear. This is great. Look at him. He's hooked on great on this push. They're going to get a great run here.
You have to be careful on pushing on the left rear or the right rear. Like we mentioned, the bumpers don't line up. Gonzalez says, no, I'm good. Knickerbocker goes to the inside as well. We are going to have a 2011 Daytona 500 in this stage with 2-car tandems potentially, unless Lanning hangs with his teammate.
Inside run's looking really good now. Sean Lanning can give a bit of a nudge there. He does to Knickerbocker.
Right, so huge run.
Holding the
22
he is. Here we go. A lot of shuffling now in the middle of the pack.
We will have a lap car. Fozzie Fazzillo coming into the picture in the 88. We're a couple seconds down the road. Speed difference is 10, 20 miles an hour almost. From Huber in the lead to Fazzillo. Hopefully Fazzillo minds his own business. We're coming to the white flag in stage 1. Surging 3 wide. It's Lanning. What a move to get by Gonzalez to the inside. Greitzinger behind Fluger there, and Huber on the outside. Outside 4 cars. Inside is only 2. Knickerbocker trying to figure out where to go. Seymour's got a big one. He turns. Greitzinger. Contact around. Caution flies. Will we have any contact? Nobody hits the wall. And that, now we do. Landing into the fence. One car to the fence as well. It's Mullis, Tucker Rhodes, and Wesley Woods. And I believe this will be the stage break in Daytona. And that was a weird one. There was no contact, but Mullis, taking a look off monitor, Mullis just turned right and took out Lanning, and we have the pace car drifting in true, I'm just going to say it, NASA Rallycross fashion. So,
yeah,
here we are.
There were quite a few Rallycross incidents out there for sure, but no, that I'm looking back at it now as well, Josh. A lot of movement up there. Jeffrey Seymour jumps up high. I think he does it maybe a little bit too soon. Just gets in a bit of contact, and that causes a little bit of an incident. You turn someone from the top down there like that, it's just going to turn someone to the inside and cause just a massive problem.
We do have confirmation. This is the stage break here in Daytona Beach. So, think if it's all good with our producer Victor Vallee pushing the buttons down on the production truck while the field gets organized, we're just taking a couple more replays, a couple more looks as to what happened. I think we're going to step aside and go ASN side by side here in Daytona Beach. We'll be back shortly.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
By
it.
side between these two and turn one, this is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland in contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his spot. We welcome you back to round one of the OSRL Cup Series at the Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. With Victor Vallee in the production truck, Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz. We are live on the Automotive Sports Network. Ended stage one, beginning the final and second stage here in Daytona, and we will see a green flag pit stop, probably around lap 40. And a couple of things, Jeffrey Seymour said he got tight, nowhere to go, and he is so sorry, with a couple colorful words in the chat. And Chris Wilkie hung in the back, minded his own business, and is back to second, along with Yun Gonzalez. We are doubled up for the restart to begin stage number 2 in Daytona Beach. Safety car is off, and buckle back up after that slight break that we had. Gonzalez, Wilkie on the front row, green flag, restarting in Daytona. A little bit slower from Wilkie, Pfluger, and Austin Diltz. Inside organized, never mind. Diltz snuck from the outside to the inside. It's 4 versus 2. Making their way through the gears. Remember, 5 gears on these next-gen cars compared to the 4 that we are always used to of years past in the NASCAR vehicles. And down the backstretch, looks like the inside was a little messy because Wilkie's got to run with Pfluger. It's 2 versus 3, call it 4. Hayhurst in the 98 on the outside as well. Into turn number 3. Huber looking outside. Now he's going to commit. Gets by Gonzalez, by himself. Does he clear him? He does.
Wilkie's right in behind him.
Wilkie gives him a nudge. That was impressive.
Very impressive. He knew it was coming. That top line just surged behind him. Chris Wilkie right there, and that line is moving. Yun Gonzalez.
Wilkie, minding their own
doesn't feel a rush there.
Up top, 3 cars down low. It's Gonzalez, Rush,
Side's moving.
The 27 of Rush, and then it is Diltz.
Rush and Austin Diltz there.
Up 2 lines.
Yeah, they're giving that inside rush there. A bit of a nudge. Austin Diltz gives them the final push. A little bit of a run, but I think those two between the 3. Wow, here we go. Victor Pfluger thinks that inside line's better, makes the move down. We've got a 3 run on the inside.
One car looks inside. Here. It's Rush trying to go 3 wide. He's got the run. Hayhurst sneaking in. He was clear by a millimeter. He was clear. Gonzalez gets up in front of Greitzinger, and when the time gets closer and closer to ticking down, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see some chaotic racing if we haven't already. The moves are going to get more aggressive. The clearing yourself is going to get more aggressive. Not listening to the spotter, it's going to get gnarly here in Daytona. Huber, Wilkie out and away. Then it's Hayhurst, Pfluger, Greitzinger, Gonzalez, Knickerbocker, Diltz, Seymour the top 10. Still some movement in the middle of the top 10. Corey Allen, Morgan Smith
with a surge.
Logan Joyle just trying to take a look through the field. Sean Lanning, Wesley Woods, Tucker Rhodes, Vinny Sowers, Fazillos, Burrows. It's an 18-car lead draft. 3 wide. Gonzalez went up the track. 3 wide for the moment. Will Tyler Rush make it 3 wide? Nobody's going to help Gonzalez. 1 car in the fence. It's Knickerbocker, and he's going to drop to the back. Nearly crosses in front of the 42 of Corey Allen. Very loose is the 0-2 now. And at the back of the field.
Here we go, and it looks like Pfluger's giving Hayhurst a little bit of a push up
Huge
the inside.
bump
They're getting it.
for Hayhurst. That car was pointed to the infield. And I need to tell you
really
how light these cars get when you're bumped and when you're in the tri-oval. You can't sneeze. You will end up
you guys
crash.
can see it. It's lifting. But the surge you get, it's absolutely phenomenal. This inside line falling a little bit here to the top side. Did they get a little bit of a good run on the inside? Hayhurst needs to do something. He needs to almost concede to Pfluger. Pfluger's giving him almost aggressive bumps. They need to get it a bit smoother if they want this run. The inside's looking good again. If they can get this bump going again, if they can get something going.
Huber's got a little bit of a run. Hayhurst and Pfluger trying a 2-car tandem. We've got 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. We're all the way back until the end of this lead draft.
Pfluger so good at hooking on in the corner, Josh. He's hitting it high on the top right side. He gets very, very clean right through the corner. They get a bit of a good rush on the inside again.
Sometimes something I want to bring up to you with Wilkie and Gonzalez not pitting under that stage break. They are on different fuel strategies. So expect Wilkie and Gonzalez to try and stay in the draft and conserve some fuel. Inside lane stacked up a little bit. It was Rush and Diltz. It's going to allow the outside to sneak in. Greitzinger in the 22, side by side, 1 car deep.
And away goes Huber.
Pfluger says, I'm out. Deuces, I'm not going to play this game. Greitzinger goes to the inside in the 22. He's got no help. Seymour looks to his outside, takes the spot. The 2 cars up front, Huber and Wilkie, tandeming. Seymour, Gonzalez, top 4 are clear of the inside. They're by themselves on the outside. Side by side, Greitzinger with Lanning in the 8 to the 22. 2 cars versus everybody else just on the outside.
Seymour is everywhere here in 30s. On the left, on the right, he goes to the inside now. He sees that run from the inside coming in from Sean Lanning. It's a good little run. Tyler Rush is right in there as well. They can get hooked up and get a good little run on the inside. The top line's still a bit wobbly at the moment. There's a little bit of a spread here in that 3rd run. Side draft is so... That dirty air in the middle, it has to be bad right now, Josh. The inside falling a little bit. The top line looking very clean. They're staying nice and close.
The middle will work if you have cars dedicated to that, but to run 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, one of the most nerve-wracking things to do in stock car racing. Ken Huber continues to lead. Chris Wilkie Gonzalez sneaks to the inside to take 2nd. Will Huber stay high? Will he drop low? 42 of Allen drops low as well. I don't know if Huber's going to stray away from the 3 of Wilkie.
Sean Seymour is right there. Jeffrey Seymour, he's right there. He's good. That's going to be a 3 move on the inside, and I think if they get hooked up very good here, Josh, in the straightaway, they're going to be
around in the 6. Contact with Hayhurst. Is that going to be the only 2 cars involved?
I think so, unless those 2 hook up.
Zillow slides. We were just talking. Victor told us in our ears as we were under caution. Just told us in our ears. Young Gonzalez might be looking to pit, and it's just like that. I'm taking a look off monitor to see what happened. Very.
He thought about it and didn't.
He can't. Pits are closed, Justin. Pits are closed.
Yeah, they're closed. Sorry,
Pits are closed. You're okay. So, taking a look to see what happened. I'm taking a look off monitor, and we're looking on monitor as well. And it looked like Joel just went high, got nudged by Hayhurst. 2 bad bumps, and around he went. And the 1 car that suffered this was Wesley Woods. He was way down in the apron and smacked the 98 of Hayhurst. Nowhere to go for him.
Watching it again, yeah, it's unfortunate. Hayhurst just gets in there a little bit
it's
too hot, but I think,
yeah,
it looks like Joel maybe almost gets tight. I'm trying to watch his entry on you know what? Looking at it again, he seems to make maybe a misjudgment, almost a shimmy to the outside. Way out wide on Chris Wilkie. He gets out of the draft, and I think it's into some dirty air, and that just gets a little bit tight.
And that's
comes down to Hayhurst.
At these tracks, it's all about staying in the draft, and you're super light. The air is buffeting. It's easy to make these mistakes, and it just happens. Pits are open. back live as we crossed halfway. And appropriately, I say it every single NASA show, and people look at me like I'm crazy. Crossed flags halfway home in Daytona Beach. And yes, that's a NASCAR reference. Cars pitting. And it looks like Huber, Gonzalez, Wilkie, Allen, Woods, Sowers. Sowers stays out. Apologies there. Corey Allen pits. Cars that stay out: Seymour, Lanning, Rhodes, Sowers, Knickerbocker, and Ryan Mullis.
Oh boy. Seymour staying out is interesting. This is a good stretch. I see this.
Looks like Mullis is getting the wave around. We put around the field.
Yeah, flying around.
We will have to pit or save, says Victor Vallee, down in the production truck. And if we remember from the Daytona 500 back in February, the NASCAR fan base was not very happy because I think it was Denny Hamlin came on his podcast and, oh God, he's on another tangent. Don't worry. Denny Hamlin came on his podcast and said, yeah, we're running like half throttle to save fuel. So maybe we'll see that here. Or like we have seen some chaotic racing, will we see some pit stops later on? So, differing fuel strategies for the first couple guys that stayed out. And everybody else pits. Remember, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. If you'd like us to broadcast your race, the info is at asntvusa.com as well. I want to give a couple programming notes while we are under the yellow flag here in Daytona Beach. Round 8 of the OSRL GT Series this Thursday, May 2nd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Brian Sawyer, Cody Erdman, myself, Josh Mertz for that at Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. That's going to be a super fun race. TWRS setups, NASA Rallycross Lights, Round 8 in Crandon, and the second round of the Endurance Cup that concludes on Sunday, May 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Victor Vallee, James Watson, Jared Lott for that. The Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, Round 8, also in Crandon, May 6th. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Brian Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz for that. Maybe Justin Robichaud if he decides to jump in the car or not. We'll just have to wait and see. And the second round of the OSRL Cup Series at the Auto Club Speedway of Southern California in Fontana, California. Tuesday, May 7th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Victor Vallee, Justin Robichaud, and Ethan Halsey for that one. So, halfway home, I want another update from you, Justin. What are you thinking?
Ooh, at this point, I have no idea. It shakes up so much, but based on who's taking it, I think Chris Wilkie still has a great shot. Corey Allen's in the mix. There's a few drivers here. I think if they can play it right and not get into any trouble later on, they can definitely take it out. But I'm thinking maybe Chris Wilkie near the end, I'd have to say, when it's all said and done.
Lights are out atop the Ford Mustang safety car, and we look at Chris Wilkie. And he is wearing the helmet of God. And God's birthday was a couple days ago. He would have been 73. And always, never forget Dale Earnhardt, February 18th, 2001, a dark day for the sport of stock car racing. Jeffrey Seymour on pole position for the restart. It's going to be Sean Lanning on his outside. Tucker Rhodes, Vinnie Sowers, Tyler Rush, Ian Knickerbocker. Taking a look through the field here. Then we've got Corey Allen, Chris Wilkie, Wesley Woods, Ken Huber, Victor Pfluger, Austin Diltz, Carson Burrows, Yun Gonzalez, Gunther Greitzinger, Logan Joyle, Morgan Smith, Cody Hayhurst, Fozzie Fazzillo, and Ryan Mullis. The only two cars off the track. Unfortunately, NASA's own Robbie Kirtley and Matty Morris had some issues for both of them. We are coming to take the green flag, lap 34, beginning here in Daytona Beach. Seymour and Lanning on the front row, Ford Mustang safety car to pit lane as we get ready to go back racing in Daytona Beach. Restart, very, very messy. Seymour tried to go in the restart zone very late. I'm not sure if that'll catch the eye of the stewards later on. Don't want to admin, of course, a league we're not involved in here, gentlemen, but that was messy. And the inside gone. It's Seymour, Rhodes, and Knickerbocker. Lanning stuck on the outside. Sowers in the 66. Lanning forces his way through. We're three wide in the back with Diltz, Pfluger, and Chris Wilkie. Down the back straightaway. Will we see Will we see these guys single file, or will they still be aggressive? You're getting through the midway point of the race. You guys, you want to survive. The teammates on the outside. Just as I go about to say that, teammates on the outside in the 0-2 and the 8 on the restart. Jeffrey Seymour leads Tucker Rhodes. The outside trying to form. We've got 3 cars versus everybody else. I would say, guys, this is the time to ride and say single file.
Yeah,
plenty of time left.
I agree. That top line's just fading off hard. There needs to be a few more drivers that pop up there, and they need to do it fast. It's growing right now, the momentum. They just need 1 or 2 more. In my opinion, I think Corey Allen has a great shot here if he jumps up to the outside.
Way wide. It was tight, and the exit at 2, nearly into the 02, of Knickerbocker. That is going
to move up to the outside. They have to do it soon. Corey Allen jumps up. He's getting ready for it.
Still a long way left to go. Wesley Woods is struggling on the inside in the 11. He was involved in the accident earlier on with his teammate. I think he did use a fast repair. Seymour, Rhodes, Allen, Sowers, single file top 4. Then it's side by side, Knickerbocker, Woods, Lanning, and Rush. We look from the spoiler of Wesley Woods in the 11.
That middle line fading back quite a bit. There's an opportunity now almost from the top 5 to start a new second line here. A lot of movement
run for Tyler Rush in the 27. Sneaks to the outside, has Diltz with him. It's 2 cars versus 5. Knickerbocker blinked out there for just a minute, but comes back onto the inside. He's gone again, let me tell you. Racing a blinking car is terrifying, right? But racing a blinking car at a restrictor plate track, no. I want to be far away from that one. The inside is backing up. Inside is checking up with Sowers. Rush on the apron. Is Knickerbocker saves, and he doesn't. Into Wilkie. Into Hayhurst. We're under yellow again.
We are, and Hayhurst really taking the brunt of that issue, but a lot of drivers out. Chris Wilkie now smacking the wall hard.
That inside. That started off of 4 when Vinnie Sowers backed up the inside line into Wesley Woods. Knickerbocker was in a tank slapper, going left, going right, going left, going right, couldn't save it, and his teammate Lanning turned Hayhurst, and Chris Wilkie in an accident again. Yun Gonzalez as well in it. And for good measure, for lack of a phrase, Morgan Smith slammed into Yun Gonzalez, and car number 5 has a lot of damage there.
Oh boy, quite a few cars here actually running a lot of damage. We're gonna go back a little bit here. Josh will let you take it through it, but ton of calamity here in the middle when a lot of them take a lot of shuffling here.
Taking a look. Scoop. You'll notice off of 4, Vinnie Sowers backs up the inside line. As soon as you back up the inside line, all your momentum is done and dusted. The inside is back and forth, bobbing and weaving. And when Knickerbocker goes apron to banking, it's over, dude. You're going to lose all your grip, all your downforce.
Oh, there he goes.
And the 0-2 comes together with his teammate and Hayhurst involved as well as we take a look in slow motion.
Oh, crossing the line, and 98 just gets really just turned. Creates a little bit of a wall there. Drivers have nothing but to do. They have nothing to do. Everyone's trying to dodge calamity now and just get through this clean. And oh boy, number 98, an absolute passenger, Josh. Nothing but close your eyes and lock the brakes and hope you don't take out a bunch of people.
Vinnie Sowers pitting this time. We'll take a look at pit stops here, if we are going to have some. And we were getting close to 20 laps to go here in Daytona. And this, I would say everybody's going to come down to pit lane. You don't want to mess around with fuel. Track position. Now, if we're at Auto Club next week.
Oh boy, Road stays out. Rush stays out. Wow, Dilt stays out as well.
The big thing here is, like I was trying to mention, track position here doesn't matter. It's not like Auto Club next week where you have to really focus on track position. I don't understand why you wouldn't pit in this last moment. We've got Lanning and Morgan Smith both missing their pit stalls. Take this opportunity, fill the car up with fuel, maybe get tires. It doesn't matter. Everyone's under a blanket with the draft. But Rhodes, Rush, Diltz, and Fluger and Greitzinger trying something different. I respect it, but I can't agree with it. I wouldn't do it. I would have pitted.
I don't know. And I'm watching Fazzillo just fly around on his wave around lap here, and
And
Yeah, I'm
this,
thinking the same thing. I would probably just go down and get my tweaks done, get back out there. It's obviously been calamity. There are Fazilla thinks about going down, stays out, thinks better of it. He's probably just going to try and do his best he can out there.
you know, the unfortunate part about our pole sitter, Chris Wilkie, he took his fast repair on that first caution. There's a lot of damage on that Toyota Camry on the right front fender, but we see in the real world, I remember, granted, I think there was only like 3 cars left, but in the 2020 Busch Clash here at Daytona, Eric Jones won the race, and he was duct taped from front to back. So if you're in the draft, welcome to stock car racing, Justin. At Daytona and Talladega, it's the whoever survives, okay? And
they'll just duct tape it, won't they?
It's marvelous. Yes, it's
yeah.
The joke of America. So,
hey,
stock car racing.
It's funny.
Beast.
One of my fondest memories of local short track racing here, and some of the most fun series I see. They call them enduro or endurance racing, and it's a little bit different than what you might think. It's not like 4-hour stuff. It's quite literally just a bunch of cars like Camaro or Cavaliers. Anything from the early 2000s that was a 4-banger, they just send it out. They have no mirrors, no glass, and it's the car that lasts the longest. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty sweet. There's literally no rules, and it's a ton of fun to watch. So, but this is marvelous, Josh. This is marvelous.
As our viewership is peaking at 27, and thanks to everyone for hanging out and joining us for the first round of the OSRL Cup Series. Victor Vallee in the production truck, Justin Robichaud alongside me. My name is Josh Mertz. As we are going to take the last third of this race, we're going to restart with on lap 41, 19 laps to go. And I'm hoping that we calm down just for maybe 10 laps, you know, ride single file, mind our own business, but stay calm.
I don't know.
There's
not animosity out there, Josh, but there's quite a bit of eagerness and maybe determination. That might be the right word. Quite a few drivers diving up to the maybe the higher line, if you will, in 2s or 3s, and doing it confidently and making this race quite interesting. Yeah, it's quite nice to see.
Here's the big thing. I hate that I'm going to say this and out you, right, as your first stock car race commentating. Yeah. I didn't want to, but I have to say it this way. So the big thing in Daytona and Talladega and now Atlanta, but we can argue about that one. The big thing is you have the run. You can either hit the guy in front of you or just pull out and figure it out. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to lead. Everybody's arrogant at these plate tracks. Everybody wants to be on top of the pylon. We're going to see some racing. Dale Jr., Pied Piper, Daytona and Talladega, like Mike Joy always said, always takes the run, never hold back. Tucker Rhodes on the front row alongside Tyler Rush. We are closing in 19 laps to go, this time in Daytona Beach.
Ooh, and there he goes! Firing off real quick here. Tucker Rhodes gets a good line.
Much
But he's in some
cleaner.
30 here, Josh. He doesn't have anybody behind him just yet.
No draft.
Austin Diltz goes to the up line with Tyler Rush here. Are they going to go for the upside? I think they will. Victor Fluger right behind him there with Huber in tow. This down. There's a little bit of air in the lower line, and they're losing a ton of ground, Josh.
Looking inside, Fluger, but he's got no help.
Takes over.
Passed by Huber. Going to get passed by Burrows. He wants to lead the inside. Tyler Rush leads Austin Diltz through 3 and 4. They went down low. Hubert stays high. Burrows goes low. Huber's not clear. Huber loses 3rd. Huge run for Diltz.
Here we go.
Huge run for Diltz. Gives Rush a nudge.
Wow, and Tyler Rush and Austin Diltz, they are teammates, though. They're drivers that are familiar with one another. They are talking. They talk every day, Josh. These are drivers that share videos with one another. Tyler Rush, he's on a pit crew team for a GT3 team, Josh. Changes tires for, I believe it's the number 25 or the 45 for a GT3 Lamborghini, and it's cool. He shares videos together with Austin Diltz all the time of them practicing pit stops as we get a great single file line here on the inside.
Outside trying to, there's only 3. Really? It's Huber, Seymour, and Allen.
Oh boy, look at this line here. Fluger right in fourth. Rhodes, he needs to get in here real quick or he's going to lose out.
One of these guys have to figure this out on the outside just to mind their own business. We do have a second pack forming in the back. Mullis, Woods, Lanning, Khehurst, and Fazillo.
And that top line, I wouldn't count them out just yet. Seymour right on the tail of Huber. They're giving each other a little bit of a nudge. It doesn't look super clean, but they are mounting a bit of a rush. There's something there, especially if, who's this behind them? Allen. If Corey Allen can jump in here as well, there's something that can happen, barring somebody from that lower line doesn't jump up and get in there.
Now the inside is much cleaner.
Jumps into the to the down line. He's just gonna play it safe here, Josh.
Two cars on the inside line. Chris Wilkie hanging with this draft in car number 3. I am amazed that Toyota Camry is not in more of a disarray than it is. We've got 4 cars outside now. Wilkie trying to close into Allen on the back of this draft. We begin lap 44 of 60.
He is. Chris Wilkie looks like he's playing it quite safe on the inside line here. Just sucked in the end of the on the front draft, and given the damage he has, he does look like he's leading off a little bit here on lap 42. Maybe he's saving a little bit of gas.
One car high, it's Burrows. Burrows out of line. He gives up third. Backs up the inside. Seymour and Huber, they don't spin. Woo. I don't know how we didn't have an accident exiting 4.
Wow. But this top line, Josh, this top line's mounting something. I talked about it a little bit. If somebody could get in there and give them a bit of a tow.
Locked in. Burrows and Huber. Even a mile an hour of pace. Burrows was pointed to the inside on the outside in turn 1. They saved it.
Josh, look at them go here. Burrows for a good little nudge from Huber.
Tandeming down the backstretch. Burrows is clear of the 27 of Rush. He did it, Huber, and goes to the lead.
Unbelievable move here from Burrows, Josh.
Now, if I'm Huber later on in the race, I'm remembering that, and I'm not following Burrows if Burrows goes out of line. Now, 12 of Carson Burrows leads. Lap 46 beginning. 2 by 2 for a couple rows behind them. And now, Justin, I'm going to tell you, you're going to witness some of the craziest stuff of blocking both lanes at Daytona. It is incredible to watch.
Oh, wow. And Knickerbocker touches the wall here, and he actually checks up Morgan Smith on the outside line. So now it's just those 3. Carson Burrows, wow, holding off Ken Huber, and they got a good little line out in the front.
With Knickerbocker hitting the wall in the 0-2. 0-2 of Knickerbocker closed in. Huber looks outside, forgets about Burrows. Rush follows him. Diltz follows him. And Burrows all by himself. One car, huge run at Seymour with Knickerbocker in tow. Looking inside, Hubers has to block. Seymour goes outside now, and now Dilt's on the inside. He was just trying to follow the draft. I told you, Justin, this is some scintillating stuff.
Wild. Now Jeffrey Seymour on the outside looking
I'll tell you what, Victor, I don't know if we can do it. I want to crank it up for a lap here in Daytona.
Let's do it.
Huber still leads. We had a lap car on the outside. It was Logan Joyle.
And that takes a huge toll on this outside line, Josh. They get a great run here over the start finish. But Knickerbocker, incredibly loose, Josh, not looking very great here behind Seymour. They need to be able to hook up nice and smooth with Morgan Smith here if they want to make any attempt here on this top line. I've learned anything in the last 20 or 30 minutes, Josh, nothing's going to happen unless you're very smooth. These drivers cannot seem to find that line, and they're giving the inside line an absolute run here.
Smith makes it 3 wide with Knickerbocker. Seymour goes inside. We've got single file for the first 10-ish cars. Looking outside is Rush. And the biggest thing here, Justin, you do not want to be leading on the white flag lap at a restrictor plate track. You just have to cross the finish line first. So many races have been won or lost with a last lap pass at Daytona, Atlanta, and Talladega just a couple weeks ago, especially in the NASCAR Cup Series. Huber leads.
Rush almost gets held up by Gretzinger. Oh boy, he tries to start a new line on the outside, but that might have been a bad move. Josh, he just files in Gretzinger again in this single file. It's single file. Wow.
Now, like I told you, we've got 10 laps to decide this race. There's no reason for anybody to get crazy. You're not going to win the race on lap 50. You're going to win the race, exit of 4, on lap 60 of 60.
Unbelievable, Josh, and this is crazy. So we are
Darrell
seeing
Waltrip,
our chess match starting to form.
Darrell Waltrip always said, it's a chess match at high speed, and it's a 195-mile-an-hour freight train around the Daytona International Speedway.
195 they are sitting at as Gretzinger tries to move to the outside, but he has no help whatsoever, so he's going to start to fall here. Unbelievable, and he has no room to get back in. Right to the back he goes, Josh. He will fall. And Ian Knickerbocker.
Wilkie and Smith in the back of the field have fallen off. 2 cars outside. It's Pfluger and Rhodes. They've got no help. They've got no momentum. Lap 52 beginning. Huge run for Seymour again in the 9. Where does he go? We just lost Knickerbocker and Gretzinger to this draft as well. And if you're those two, I would maybe fall back to catch Wilkie, Smith, maybe even Mullis and Woods, but I don't know if you've got enough time to do that. This front pack beginning to disintegrate.
They need another driver right here, Josh. It looks like Pfluger. And who's that behind him? The number 15, Rhodes. They're going to fall back a bit here, Josh. There's no way. There's not enough. They got one more driver here in the mix. Jumps up. It's the number 12 of Burrows, but I don't know if it's enough here, Josh. Maybe they get a bit of a run. There's a little bit here forming in the middle line. They need to hook up really quick, and they need to do it smooth and fast.
The chess match gets
here it goes.
Intensified. Burrows.
It does. This middle line has been fantastic.
And Rhodes on the outside.
There it is. Burrows touches a little bit. I don't know if it's enough. It might be too late.
Huber, Rush, Diltz, Seymour.
Josh.
Burrows getting pushed by Pfluger. They're past Seymour. Burrows trying to get to Diltz. He can't. The run stalls out. No help. Boy. It's only those two.
If there's any driver tonight, Josh, that I wouldn't mind having on my bumper in the corners, it's probably Victor Pfluger. He's been very smooth at hitting that right rear, but
in the 15.
Here we go. The scrats are starting to fall.
This is crucial. We talked about fuel maybe being an issue. A lot of these guys might just be running until they run out, potentially. This is going to be some interesting stuff.
Oh, man.
Is that the reason why these guys have fallen off the pack? Have we seen some crazy strats from Knickerbocker, from Gretzinger, Smith, Wilkie, Mullis, Fazzillo, and Woods? Logan Joyle pits as well with Rhodes.
From Pfluger and Burrows, looking really good now. They're a little bit loose on the exit, and then don't count them out just yet. They look like they're a little bit behind, but with a little bit of good patience and some runs, they're mounting a little bit of a comeback here as we cross the start-finish, Josh.
Lap 55 begins.
I think Burrows thought about filing in, but I think if he can get Pfluger on his tail, he's, like I said, he's the driver I'd want pushing me in those corners. Josh has been very smooth all night on those right rears as he tries to mount another push here.
We've got 8 cars in this lead draft. 8 cars in the lead draft. It's getting, well, it's been crazy all night. I don't want to say the word spicy because I say it 900 times every show. Inside backing up. These two, These two have to take the runs as they can get them. They have to hope that the inside line, one looking outside, it's Rush. Rush thought about it. He goes back inside. That's going to help Burrows. That's going to help Pfluger. What a run! They've broken away from Huber. And Burrows to the race lead. 4 laps to go. Sorry, 5 to go.
Wow, I told you not to count them out
Burrows
yet.
was clear. Now we're getting... Burrows is clear by the slimmest of margins. Contact to the wall of Seymour. Still under green.
Seymour, great save from him, but he drops right back, Josh, and that inside line. Tyler Rush makes a huge mistake not making that opportunity to go to the outside and run with that team, because that was the two. Those are the pair you wanted to be with, Josh, as they're out front now. Burrows and Pfluger. These two great. Like I said, he's going to be the guy that I want to be on my outside.
Justin, this might mimic the 2017 Daytona 500. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott ran out of fuel, and Kurt Busch snuck the victory away on the white flag lap. Burrows leads. Pfluger, followed by Rush, Diltz, and Huber, the top 5. Hubert stays in contention after Seymour killed the wall. 4 laps to go in Daytona.
Boy, here we go. Pfluger's stint is a lot further than Burrows. I think if anybody's going to make it, it's going to be him. So we'll see what we have here. If Burrows took some fuel in his pit, he's got an absolute chance as we come up on some lap traffic here too, Josh. These drivers very, very good in tow.
Now,
oh my word, we've got Hayhurst and Lanning as we're coming up on here.
Yes. So these lap cars can stick themselves into this lead pack.
Oh,
and if you're third, if you're fourth, if you're fifth, you want
them.
If you're one of these lap cars, where are you going to go? They're going to split the middle. Burrows through the middle on the lap cars.
Wow.
2, 3 to go in Daytona. If you're the lap cars, you have to try and stick with these guys because
oh my word.
Rhodes and Joyle, the next two, they're trying to run their own business, run their own races. Burrows leads Pfluger, leads Rush. Lappers are going to stay high.
Rush is getting a great little push here with Austin Diltz right in tow. They might be able to hook into this train here and make a great push as we come up to a couple more lap cars here on the outside. That's Rhodes and Joyle. But they
2 cars that pitted earlier, they get past.
They're going to make it clean here.
2 laps to go. 5 miles at the World Center of Racing to decide the first round of the OSRL Cup Series. It's Carson Burrows and Victor Pfluger out front. 2-car tandeming. Who has the fuel to make the run that you need? Who is conserving to steal a victory away? Tyler Rush, Austin Diltz, Ken Huber, Corey Allen, Vinnie Sowers. It's a 7-car lead draft in Daytona. Remember,
it's Pfluger. Go ahead.
1 car. It's Joyle in the 6. Saved it. Remained in the engine. If we get to the white flag, this race will be official. If we wad them up, we will have overtime. So we get close to the point of no return here in Daytona Beach.
Boy.
Exiting turn 4. Burrows and Pfluger. Will Rush or Diltz or Huber or Allen or Sowers. 2.5 miles left in Daytona Beach, and Carson Burrows and Victor Pfluger, 46.498. Identical lap times. Lap times don't necessarily matter on a plate track, but that's just telling you how close. Huge run, Rush. The blocks have to begin. Pfluger blocks Rush. Pfluger has to block. Burrows goes low. Inside. Diltz tries to take it out of bounds. He can't do that. 1 car around. It's Huber into the 27 of Rush. We're no caution. We're going to run this till the end. It's the 14 of Diltz. He went under the line. It's going to be Burrows and Pfluger. 3 wide. Diltz gives it back. He gives the spot up. It's the 2 cars that have been drafting all evening long. It's Pfluger. It's Burrows at the checkered flag side by side. It's going to be, I think, Burrows. I think he got it. Pfluger got it by 3,000ths of a second.
And Corey Allen sneaks in with a final little push. Corey Allen makes it. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Corey Allen quite literally splits 2 crashing cars over the finish to take 3rd place. And I don't even know.
The sim says it's an equal.
No, I think the Pfluger took it, but I know.
Oh,
it says 0.000. I don't know. Wow.
That's incredible.
It's a photo finish.
So, completely unprofessionally, I've got it paused on my screen at the start-finish line. I would say by 2 inches, Victor Pfluger is our winner.
Oh, wow.
I want to go back and take a look as to what happened. We heard that there was an accident at the checkered flag, trying to pull that one up just to see what had happened.
Unbelievable.
I want to give a shout out to Vinny Sowers. He pinballed off the wall. He had a huge run on Austin Dilts. And like you mentioned, Corey Allen just wanted to get meet God or bring home the steering wheel to come home in third. And full sent it through the smoke.
Unbelievable. I still don't have a great camera for it, but this finish.
Wow. We're going to pull it up.
Wow.
This looks like it's the incident on the last lap. Dilts went low. That's Huber in the Mountain Dew car with the issue. Then we're 3 wide. And when you're 3 wide with no help, it is all about who has the side force, who has the draft. Dilts goes up the hill. Huge run from Sowers. Sowers gets loose into Dilts. And at this point, it's just head down and hopefully you have the run. And at the line, by a few inches, Pfluger, Burrows, and Allen.
Wow. Corey Allen, like I mentioned, splits the traffic there through Morgan Smith. And so Austin Dilts there and Vinny Sowers to take third. Well, just drama right to the line, literally to the finish. And I can't wait to see what the official result is for the gap from first to second, because
that's it.
0.000.
The sim says 0.000. I don't know if there's any way that we can do a fourth decimal point with the sim.
I don't know. We might have to wait for the results after at the end of the day, and that might even, I don't know if it goes to the fourth decimal point, Josh. So we might, it looks like Victor Pfluger takes it over Burrows, and it's quite literally of the narrowest margins. As we're watching now, they cross the line. It is unbelievable. If there were tongues in those cars, Josh, you could almost call it back to the first movie of Cars, and we literally have to deliberate. But Victor Pfluger with an unbelievable finish here tonight.
So we are going to have a chat. Our third place. So make sure you're unmuted on Discord, but he's all yours.
Corey Allen, you do you have us here tonight?
Yes.
Hey, talk me through, like, so let's ignore the race. Talk me through that final lap, because you seem to have split Calamity to take a podium finish. What was going through your head?
So what happened was that me and Vincent had lined up a run coming to the back straight, and as soon as we were about to commit to it, they had all split up in front of us. So I said, we're gonna go for it, gonna push, and then I didn't see them checking up in front of Ken, and I pushed him. And as soon as I realized, that's checking up in front, I slammed on brakes a bit and tried to get off him, but couldn't get off his right rear. So that's fully my fault there. I just couldn't see him in front.
No, but I watched your reaction live to that crash in front of you. A great reaction getting through there. You kind of split it through the middle. Good race tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank for this podium?
Vincent, he stayed with me the whole time, and me and him worked together pretty good to get through there and get up there in a position. It just didn't work out, but for sure, if they had not split up in front of us, we probably would have been 1-2 tonight.
Oh, great race, regardless, Corey, and great finish tonight in third.
Thank you.
We bring in Carson Burrows, our second place man. According to iRacing on our broadcast, 0.000. But our wonderful Brian Sawyer sent me a message on the side. He said iRacing records up to 7 decimal places in the website results. So we'll just have to figure out next week how much you lost by. But Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Carson, so I assume you got me. Talk me through that final little stretch, because it was very, very, very close to the line. iRacing is giving you second by we don't even know yet. We have to wait for the results. So talk me through that last lap.
So yeah, my strategy all race was just stay at the back, wait out the wrecks. It worked. I think I went through the grass more than I went through the tri-oval. But yeah, at the last lap there, I thought it was going to turn into a 3 wide. I thought about getting behind the 14, and then I said, screw it. I'm just going to push this thing 3 wide and just gun it to the line. And that turned out to be the close one. But yeah, if I could go back and do it, I definitely would have side drafted a little more. That's kind of what got me that close in the first place. But I didn't want to wreck anyone, so as close as I could without contact.
Hey, fantastic race. Otherwise, and regardless of what that scoreboard shows, that has to be a great finish for you to start this series. Who'd you like to thank for P2 tonight?
Definitely my parents. And they helped me do this thing. So yeah.
That's great, Carson. That's a good thank you. And roll with this number 2, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, man.
So I'm gonna bring in Victor Fluger, and I just need to make like a NASA correlation. So I promise I'm not trying to make this about me. When I won my championship, everybody said that it was rigged because I ran the show. I'm gonna joke with you and say it's rigged because you run this show. As Victor Fluger is our Victor. I just had to say that and get the jab back at somebody else that's in a different league. So Justin, all yours.
Victor, honestly, I said it multiple times tonight. Your work in behind another driver has been great all night. Is that something you practiced? I wanna ask you that first of all, but also talk me through the last little bit.
Yeah, no, it was really great. I've got some great teammates over at Blue Oak Motorsports, and we've spent quite a bit of time working together to get pretty comfortable with the plate track work. So yeah, really paid off for me here tonight. It's a shame the rest of the team didn't have such a great night, but we were coming down, got the white flag. We were able to get separated, Carson and I, and really kind of dragged the field down the backstretch. It was hard to tell when the time to make the move, especially with the kind of lazy run that third place really had. It never really built like I was expecting. So, but yeah, right as we're coming to the stripe, we had actually lost enough momentum from no draft and being side by side that I was able to downshift in the fourth. And I think that was the last little oomph we needed to cross the line.
Oh wow, no kidding. Well, a run to the line it was. So talk me through that last lap running to the line. Did you plan on making it a drag race? Were you planning on being up there on the top?
I wasn't really planning for the top. I kind of figured the 12 would start moving up and making some blocks, but then the 30 and 27 got together down the backstretch there, and it just kind of killed off any momentum. So then next thing I know, we're 3 wide trying to side draft off each other as best we can and build whatever momentum was left. But yeah, we just lost too many cars right there at the end, and it became that drag race that just happened to work out for me.
Oh, and an unbelievable drag race it was. We're catching it live right now, actually, on cameras in slow motion. So, fantastic race, Victor, all around. And who would you like to thank for this victory tonight as we roll off round?
Absolutely. I'd like to say thanks to Track Racer for being a loyal sponsor for myself and hopefully the team here soon. All of the guys over at Blue Oak Motorsports and Big Bubba Motorsports that have been working so hard to try to figure out how to get these plate tracks run. It really showed off tonight. And hi, Mom and Dad. I know you're watching at home, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool deal to win the opening one.
Oh, that's awesome, especially with your parents watching. My admittedly, my dad watches almost all of my races to the point where he bought a rig and started racing himself. So that's that's super great, Victor, and great win.
20 years racing together in real life, so
I love it.
Being able to enjoy this together is still fun. So
it's phenomenal, and what a great way to start this season, Victor, and go enjoy this tonight. Go enjoy this with your family.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Wow. So, I want to see if we can pull up the unofficial results exiting after this chaotic Daytona round. And like we said, we'll have it in the script for next week on what the official margin of victory was, because according to iRacing, it goes to the 7th decimal place, but we do not do that live. So 0.000. I think in my 12 years, and I think this is my 333rd broadcast, according to Victor, appropriately at Daytona, 3 for Dale. I think that's the closest margin of victory that I've ever witnessed. And that's fascinating. Victor Fluger, Carson Burrows, Corey Allen, Top 5, Austin Diltz, Vinny Sowers, as they round out the top 5. Tyler Rush, Morgan Smith, Fozzie Fazzillo, Chris Wilkie. Poleman had some bad luck involved in a couple accidents, but even with being torn up, comes home in 9th. Ian Knickerbocker, Gunther Greitzinger, Wesley Woods down in 12th. And 13th, we can roll through the second page. Jeffrey Seymour, Ryan Mullis, Ken Huber, Sean Lanning, Cody Hayhurst, Tucker Rhodes, Logan Joyle, Yun Gonzalez, Matty Morris, Robbie Kirtley, and Brianna Lavin rounding out the field. So, wow. Let's take a breath. Let's decompress. Get our blood pressure down as to what we just witnessed at Daytona. I'm going to do a couple programming notes, and we'll get some final thoughts and close this one out. So, round 8 of the OSRL GT Series, Thursday, May 2nd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. Brian Sawyer, Cody Erdman, myself, Josh Mertz for that. TDBRS setups, NASA Rallycross Lights, round 8 in Crandon. Sunday, May 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Victor Vallee, James Watson, Jared Lott for that. Round 8 of the Overwatch Specialty Service, NASA Rallycross Challenge, as well in Crandon. Monday, May 6th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Brian Sawyer and myself, Josh Mertz for that. And the second round of the OSRL Cup Series in Fontana, California, next Tuesday, May 5th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Victor Vallee, Justin Robichaud, Ethan Halsey for that. Justin, that's going to be a good race because you actually have to let off the throttle and drive the car. So, just a reminder, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring the bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. And if you'd like your content broadcasted, more info at asntvUSA.com. Justin Robichaud, give me a final thought, and we'll button this one up. Unless you're on push to talk and I lost you. We'll figure it out. We apparently have lost Justin, so I'm just going to move him down so he doesn't interrupt me. And I guess I'll speak for both of us and for Victor, and Brian's here as well. I don't know if, Brian, you want to pipe in, but I know you were watching, but chaotic, always chaotic at the restrictor plate tracks. And I was expecting a little bit longer run of single file, but these guys certainly brought it home with what a way to start the inaugural season of the OSRL Cup Series with a photo finish down to the, I don't even know the decimal point, but either way, awesome racing, and Fontana is going to be super fun as well. So the checkered flag has fallen on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Vallee, Jared Lott, Chad Irvine, Philip Kraus, Justin Robichaud, Cody Erdman, James Watson, and Brian Sawyer. My name is Josh Mertz. As you hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the OSRL Cup Series tonight from Daytona. We congratulate our winner, Victor Pfluger, and be sure to join us Thursday for the OSRL GT Series in Spa. But until then, so long, everyone.